Carole, tell us Gracie's story.
Well, Gracie is 11 years old. She's 12 next month. When she was born, she immediately had difficulties breathing, and that led to a series of genetic testing being done. When she was 8 days old, we were given the diagnosis of complete trisomy 9. It's an extremely rare genetic disease condition. And it wasn't until she was almost 3 months old that we found out that it was actually trisomy 9 mosaic, which is a form of the condition that is much more chance of having a life. When Grace was born, we were told that she might not make it till her first birthday, and she's delighted and showing everybody wrong. So we're excited for her 12th birthday next month.
I'm sure I'm not the first to tell you this. I've never heard of that.
She's only about one of about 500 or so kids in the world that we know, or people in the world. I think as in the last decade, genetic testing has gone leaps and bounds. So I think that more families with children that we can't explain what's happening to them, but they're having difficulties. The genetic testing is showing up more and more mosaic forms. Complete trisomy 9 is really not viable with life. Too many organ parts are impacted. And the trisomy part is really that her ninth chromosome is in threes instead of twos in some of her cells, and that's the mosaic piece. So it means that some of her cells are normal and some of her cells have the third ninth chromosome, which impacts Gracie throughout her whole body. But she delights in proving everybody that she can try and she can do, and we're so proud of her.
How well can she communicate with you?
Somehow she always gets her way. I don't know, but she has a couple of signs. She signs more and she signs all done. She vocalizes for being happy and being upset. We've been working since she was 3 on some kind of communication system because she knows what she likes and she definitely knows what she wants to do. And just getting that expressive language out for her, or a means for her to do that, has been a little bit challenging because of her coordination, her eye-hand coordination, and her fine motor. So we've tried button systems, we've tried iPad systems, we've tried pictures, and she does wonderfully well with hard copies. So we want her to do more because it's very hard to communicate long-term with pictures. So she's just started an eye gaze. We trialed it for 2 months in the fall, and she just received hers last week. So we're in the process of getting it set up, and so that means that she can look at something, and her system will voice what her choices are. So it's quite exciting.
And let me grab it for her.
It does become a part-time job, and I'll have to show you our family trip.
Oh, you have the grabber. Now, what exactly is that? And I understand, much like Gracie, that's extremely rare as well.
Sleep sheep is a one and only. You need mama to get sleep sheep. Let's show everyone how we do it. We go fishing for them, and we say, "Where are you, sleep sheep?" Sometimes it's a little trickier. Hold on, Gracie. Where did he go? There he is. Wait a second. We got him. So Sleep Sheep was a gift when she was a firstborn, but Gracie was not interested in playing with anything for many, many years. And when she was about 4, she fell in love with him. But he's a one and only. We can't find any more. And there he goes again. Here it comes.
I think she's enjoying the fact that we keep getting it for her.
It does become a game, Peter, for sure.
So, long-term prognosis. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, I think Grace shows us every day that she's learning. She's continuing to learn. She's accomplishing wonderful things. Just being able to go swimming at school has been months and months of planning for her to do that. And our goal for Grace has always been, we know that she's capable of living an enviable life, full of fun, life, and laughter. She certainly gives our family tremendous joy. She brings people together. She has the nicest personality. She's so brave. And she's so kind and gentle. She has a Three Stooges sense of humor, so she loves it when, somebody trips and falls. It's a good time. Where did he go? He's taking a break. And, Our goal is for Grace is just to explore as much as she can, learn as much as she can, um, be an active participant in our life and her community. Grace, as she grows, some things will become more challenging, but we don't know that, and we're not thinking about that. Hello. Hello. Yes.
You mentioned she goes to school. Where does she go to school, and how often?
She goes to Perkins School for the Blind in Watertown. She has CVI and hearing loss. And it's been amazing for her. We've had such support from our special ed department here in North Attleboro. They have been just amazing trying to help her, help Grace get help, the help that she needs. And she absolutely loves it. Currently, with the nursing shortage, Grace is eligible and able to go 5 days a week, but we only have nursing for 3 days. So if anybody knows of a nurse who likes to go to school with a G-tube kiddo, we would love to meet you. So that's one of our big challenges is really getting Grace the support she needs to be able to go to school every day.
Speaking of challenges, I know marriage is not easy, and I can't imagine how much strain this puts on a marriage. You and your husband must have a special bond.
Well, Gregory and I, we both want the same thing, and I think that really, really helps when your goals are the same. I think if your temperament is joyful and looking for joy, and that's definitely Gregory has that in just multiple ways. He's Grace's best friend. If he were to walk in the door now, she'd be beaming with joy because Daddy would be home. I think it takes support from friends and family. Times are hard. When she's, going through some really, really hard times, it does take a toll. I think we've been very fortunate to have, support of friends and family because this is not a journey to go alone.
How about the financial challenges? I mean, I take it you don't work.
I do.
You do work.
I am a complex care assistant. I also am a partial owner of a preschool. My profession and love is teaching children. Unfortunately, my schedule won't allow me to run a classroom anymore. I tried for many years, but they deserve continuity of care, and Grace's needs always have to come first. So it is a huge challenge for sure.
You have certainly set up your house in order to care for Grace. How about other obstacles? For example, transportation as she gets older, that's going to be more difficult. Do you have a special vehicle to transport her?
Well, my car's grown as she has grown. We are unfortunately coming to a place where I can barely lift her on my own, never mind her wheelchair. And so, as a family, we are trying to afford a modified van, a van where she can be rolled in, where I can get her to places when I don't have a nurse. And that's really important because her medical needs don't wait for the days that the nurse is here. And her social needs, getting to go to the library, getting to go up to the park, those things are so important for her mind and her body. And it's just, she's doing her part. She's growing. She's getting bigger. She's getting stronger. Um, and then we have a huge hurdle this spring, which is terrifying for all of us to contemplate. But she'll be going to the hospital for 4 to 6 weeks, starting with a halo placement, which is a ring attached to her skull to slowly start to straighten her kyphosis, and ending with a spinal fusion surgery. Her kyphosis, her WBAC, is about almost 100 degrees turn. So when she's looking at us here, it's like if you were looking at the ceiling all day. And it's starting to crush her lungs. She has scoliosis as well, so she's kind of turning like that. So that's terrifying. It means she is going to be even more fragile. It's going to take her months and months and months to recover from that. And, being able to wheel her safely into a vehicle is imperative.
I know at least one local business has stepped up and helped raise funds. Angle Tree Brewery, I believe.
We're having good friends of ours have worked with them to have a fundraiser, a big raffle night on May 18th from 5 to 9, which has just been, we've just had so many angels come our way this past month. It's just been amazing. On Trisomy 9 Awareness Day on March 9th, we had businesses downtown, the Whisk and Paddle. We had their balloons out for Gracie, the library. The Mad Saloon, Jay's Cage. I mean, it's just been amazing that so many people are interested in our wee girl.
And if someone is watching this and would like to help however they can financially, how would they go about doing so?
Gracie has a Facebook page. It's Gracie's Trisomy Adventures. There's a link there. The library has a poster up with a QR code with a link there. And then come on down to the brewery on May 18th. There'll be chances there. And we are so unbelievably appreciative of all the help that's come our way.
Best of luck to both you, Gracie, your entire family.
Thank you, Peter. North Attleboro has been wonderful. Thank you. Sorry.